Welcome to the School for Good Living. Will you tell me, please, what is life about?
To me, life is about making a contribution that matters, challenging yourself to do better for others on repeat, and being on the relentless quest for better.
To me, who knows is the TLDR. But for me, life is about becoming. It's about becoming your best self. It's about turning the things that are in your imagination into realities.
Well, as a student of Kurt Vonnegut's, I can tell you what he might say. It's about farting around, he says in one chapter.
I think life is about two things for me. One is living it fully, and the second is trying to make a better world.
Well, life is a journey of discovery, but we all have certain gifts, and it's our duty and our destiny to discover them and use them.
What advice or encouragement would you leave anyone listening with who's either in the middle of their own creative project, they're struggling, or it's a dream they've harbored for a long time, but for whatever reason they haven't begun? What do you say to those people to help them get their own books done and out into the world?
But I'll say there are two guarantees when you're birthing whatever, an idea, a vision, a business, a relationship, whatever. The two guarantees with the creative change process is it's going to be awful, it's going to suck, it'll be painful, it'll be miserable, and you're going to want to quit 1,000 times a day. And two, it'll be worth it 1,000%. So stay the course.
Share it. I think, with someone who cares about you, not some random person. Because that means, it's not just me. There's someone else that finds this interesting.
A lot of people have always taught with writing that you want to sort of quit for the day when you're most excited, so that the next day you come back and you're fired up to start.
A couple things. I heard a lovely comment by a woman writer who I met who declared, and I think it's true, the first draft of anything is crap.
If you want to be a writer, and you're new at it, my all-purpose piece of advice is to write about something you're not personally invested in.
Keep going. Just keep going. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep your head down. As Chuck Close says, inspiration is for amateurs. The rest of us just show up and get to work.
I want to go ahead and transition us to a portion of the interview I call the enlightening lightning round. It's a series of questions on a variety of topics. Question number 1. Please complete the following sentence with something other than a box of chocolates. Life is like a
educational movie with God as the screenwriter.
Question number 2. What is something about which you have changed your mind in recent years?
Because I used to proselytize how flawed and irrational we were, and I no longer do that. I honestly am deconstructing and breaking apart my previous self and previous work in this regard.
Question number 3. So if you were required every day for the rest of your life to wear a t-shirt with a slogan on it, or phrase or saying or quote or quip, what would the shirt say?
I am who I am.
So what book have you gifted or recommended most often?
I look back at Tony Robbins with fondness. He wrote a book called Unlimited Power.
Question number 5. What's one travel hack, meaning something you do or something you take with you when you travel to make your travel less painful or more enjoyable?
Keeping lists, packing lists of my trips. And when I go on a trip that is somewhat like a trip I've previously been on, I just make a copy of it and go through that list. And that way I can kind of mentally pack.
Okay, question number 6. What's one thing you started or stopped doing in order to live or age well?
I'd always wanted to go home to Chicago, where I come from, and do the Chicago Marathon. And so I went and did it 6 weeks after my 50th birthday.
Okay, question number 7. What's one thing you wish every American knew?
That human health comes from soil health.
Question number 8. What is the most important or useful thing you've learned about making relationships work?
Being open to weird ideas and being tolerant.
Okay, and question number 9. Aside from compound interest, what's the most important or useful thing you've learned about money?
That there's a lot of self-development work to be done within the context of money.
So with that, I hope you enjoy this conversation with my new friend, Suzanne McConnell, David Henkin, Ron Lieber, Phil Jones, John Philip Newell, Kim Scott, David Helfand, Dr. Raymond Moody, Bernd Heinrich, Britt Frank, David McCraney, Stephen Collar, Gary Ferguson, Leah Weiss, Tamar Hospital, Ralph De La Rosa, AJ Jacobs, Sam Carpenter, David Cataby, David Bradford, Diane Dreher, Ryland Engelhardt,